Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are returning to a location that we have touched on before, but I have to warn you right now. If you thought you knew Minami-Osawa, you need to wipe the slate clean. We are looking at it through a completely different lens today. We're putting on our detective hats.
It really is the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, we usually talk about urban design in terms of efficiency or, population density, but this feels more like an archaeological dig.
Or a treasure hunt.
Or a treasure hunt, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And specifically, we are virtually transporting you back to the district known as Colline. Now, usually when people talk about Colline, and it's pronounced Colline, for those taking notes, they are just obsessed with the skyline.
Right.
They're standing there looking up at those unified red roofs, the European brickwork, the rolling hills. I mean, it looks like a movie set, like a resort in the Mediterranean, not a commuter town in Tokyo.
And that was the whole point, of course. It was built under a master architect system back in the late 80s. So instead of 20 different developers building whatever they wanted, you had this one cohesive artistic vision.
It's incredibly photogenic.
It is.
It is stunning.
Oh.
But here's the hook for today's deep dive and why I'm so excited about the research stack we have in front of us. If you go to Colline, I want you to stop looking at the roofs.
Okay.
I want you to ignore the view. To solve the mystery we're unpacking today, you have to look down.
We're looking at the pavement.
We are talking about the pavement tiles, the retaining walls, the handrails. Because according to these architectural surveys and resident reports we've dug up, hidden in the very infrastructure of this town is a secret code. It's being pitched as the Da Vinci Code of 1989 Japanese urban planning. Now, be honest with me. Is that just hyperbole, or is there actually a code here?
It sounds dramatic, I know. But when you look at the evidence, the site maps, the tile patterns, the sculpture commissions, it's undeniable. It's a deliberate scavenger hunt that has been baked into the concrete for over 30 years.
So let's play detective. We are going to decode the mystery of the hidden emblems.
Yeah.
But before we can start walking through the blocks, we need to decode a ring.
Right.
Because if I just walk around looking at these tiles, I see a flower here, a moon shape there. It just looks like random decoration. But you're saying it's a system.
It is absolutely a system. But to crack it, you have to switch your brain from, let's say, English mode to Japanese cultural mode. Specifically, you need to understand how the Japanese language handles time.
Okay, let's unpack that. In English, our days of the week are a mix of, celestial bodies and mythology. Sunday is sun, Monday is moon. Those are easy.
Sure.
But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are Norse gods. Tyr, Odin, Thor. It's kind of all over the place.
Right. It's a linguistic mishmash. But in Japanese, the days of the week are named after the 7 luminaries, and these correspond to the 5 elements in Chinese philosophy, which also correspond to the planets visible to the naked eye, plus the sun and the moon.
So the calendar is essentially a list of elements.
Exactly, and this is the key. This unlocks the entire map of Colline. If you don't know your elements, you're just walking on funny tiles. If you do know them, you're reading a map.
Okay, walk us through the week then. If I'm a resident walking to the train station on a Tuesday, what element am I walking through? Give us the crash course.
Okay, so here is your key. Sunday is Nichi-yubi. Nichi means sun.
Sun. Okay, easy enough.
Monday is Getsu-yubi. Getsu is moon.
Sun and moon. Standard stuff. That matches English perfectly.
Then it gets elemental. Tuesday is Kai-yubi. Ka means fire.
Fire.
Wednesday is Sui-yubi, which is water. Thursday is Moku-yubi, meaning wood or tree.
Moku. Wood. Got it.
Friday is Kin-yubi, which is gold or metal. And finally, Saturday is Du-yubi, earth or soil.
Let me just repeat that back to make sure I've got it. Sun, moon, fire, water, wood, metal, earth.
Precisely. And the architects of Colline didn't just build housing blocks and label them A, B, and C. They assigned these elemental identities to specific locations. They hid symbols for these days of the week throughout the town.
This is what I love about this story. You could live there for 20 years, walk your dog every single morning, and never realize you're walking through a calendar. So let's start the hunt. We've got our map, mentally at least, and we are starting at the block closest to the Minami-Osawa station. The sources identify this as Block 5-3. What are we looking for?
If you look at the interlocking pavement tiles beneath your feet, you'll see the standard gray pavers. But scattered among them are these small decorative tiles embedded in the ground.
Okay.
And they aren't just random abstract shapes, they depict sunflowers.
Sunflowers, himawari.
Right. The sunflower is the flower of the sun. It represents Sunday. And the research notes here are fascinating. If you look closely at the text on some of these tiles, it literally lists numbers like 191 sunflowers, or 124 sunflowers.
Wait, it counts them.
It seems to be cataloging them. It is explicitly labeling the area as the domain of the sun. It's telling you, you are standing in Sunday.
That's a strong start. It's not subtle if you know what you're looking for. Okay, so we keep walking. We move to the next area, block 5-6. Does the vibe change?
Immediately, the symbols in the pavement shift. You stop seeing flowers and you start seeing the shape of a crescent moon.
So we've moved from Sunday to Monday.
Exactly.
It's not just the tiles, right? I mean, the pavement is one thing, but the sources describe a piece of art in the courtyard of this block that sounds, well, a bit bizarre.
It is a surrealist touch. There's a sculpture that functions as a fountain, but the shape is a stylized moon. And the design features water flowing out of the moon itself.
A moon leaking water, that's well, scientifically inaccurate, but artistically, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a fantastic image, isn't it? It sets a tone of fantasy. It's not just a statue of a moon sitting there, it's an abstract interpretation. It signals to the residents that they aren't just in a dormitory town, they are in a designed space, a space with a bit of magic.
Okay, so we have sun and moon, Sunday and Monday, that's the easy part. Now we need to find the 5 elements. Let's look for water, so Wednesday. Where do we find that?
For water, we head to blocks 5-7 and 5-13. And this is where the architecture really leans into the theme. The sources point out a retaining wall here that is built to look like the rampart of a Western castle.
A castle wall.
Yeah, it has this very fortified, heavy aesthetic.
A castle wall in Tokyo suburbia. I love it. But how does a castle connect to water?
You have to look closer at the metalwork. On the ends of the handrails and the guardrails, integrated right into the design, is the kanji character for water, or a stylized water ripple emblem.
No way.
It's hidden in plain sight on the infrastructure itself.
So it's like a secret handshake for the residents. You grab the rail, you're grabbing the element of water. Okay, moving on. What about Friday? Gold or metal? Kinyubi.
That's in blocks 516 and 517. Here, you find the gold or metal character on the ground, but the sculpture is the dead giveaway.
Oh.
It explicitly uses metallic geometric shapes. It's cold, shiny, precise. It captures the essence of the metal element perfectly.
It sounds very distinct from the organic shapes of the sunflower or the moon.
Very much so. It's sharp.
I'm keeping track here. We're moving through the week. Let's talk about Tuesday. Fire. The description of the source material for this one sounded the most intense.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is in blocks 522 and 511. You find the fire character on the tiles, of course, but the centerpiece is the statue. The surveyor describes it very excitedly as a phoenix or a firebird.
A firebird in the middle of an apartment complex.
Yeah, it looks like a bird embracing a star or a flame. It's so dynamic. It has all this movement. Compared to the calm moon fountain, this thing is aggressive. It's a very powerful representation of the fire element.
It's amazing that they commissioned specific sculptures for each element. They really committed. They didn't just slap a sticker on the wall.
Not at all.
Okay, Saturday. Earth. Do Yubi.
That's block 5-9. You find the earth character, and the art pieces here mimic the shape of ancient pottery or earthenware. It connects back to the soil, the clay. It feels grounded, heavy. It fits the idea of earth perfectly.
So let's do roll call. We have found the sunflowers for Sunday, the moon fountain for Monday, the firebird for Tuesday, the castle railings for water, Wednesday, the metal sculpture for Friday, the pottery for Saturday, earth.
That's 6.
But there are 7 days in a week. We have listed 6.
We have.
We are missing Thursday. We are missing Mokuyubi. We are missing wood.
This is the twist. This is the mystery within the mystery.
The sources describe looking everywhere for this. The researchers who compiled this data checked the pavement, the walls, the courtyards of the other blocks. They looked for a tree symbol, a wooden statue, a carving, anything. And the wood emblem seems to be completely gone. It's like a phantom block.
It is baffling at first. You have this perfect sequence, this deliberate code, and then a gaping hole right in the middle of the week. Why go to all the trouble of commissioning firebirds and moon fountains and then just forget wood?
Yeah, it seems like a glaring oversight.
It does.
So what are the theories here? Did they just run out of budget? Was there a Block 5 something that never got built?
That's one theory, that it was a planned block that got scrapped or maybe redesigned by a different architect who didn't get the memo. But there's a second theory, a more philosophical one, that I find really compelling. It fits the master architect mindset much better than a simple mistake.
Let's hear it.
Think about the environment of Minami-Osawa and specifically Colline. What is the defining feature of the landscape? other than the red roofs.
Well, having looked at the photos, it's incredibly green. It's full of parks, street trees, preserved forests. It's built right into the hills.
Exactly. It is filled with real wood. The theory is that the architects didn't create a concrete symbol for wood because the residents are living inside the element itself. Ooh, why put a crude picture of a tree on a tile when you can look up and see a 100-year-old oak?
Oh, I like that. The symbol is rendered redundant by the reality.
It's the negative space concept in art.
Yeah.
The absence of the symbol highlights the presence of the real thing. It's saying, you don't need a statue of a tree. You are in the forest.
That adds a whole layer of poetry to it. If you're walking through the complex looking for the symbol of the tree, you're missing the forest for the tile.
Exactly. It forces you to engage with the nature around you rather than just the man-made representations of it. Or, maybe they just forgot. But given the level of detail we've seen, with the 124 sunflowers text and all that, I prefer to think it was intentional.
It feels too precise to be an accident.
It does.
So we've solved the riddle of the days of the week, mostly. We found the 6 symbols, and we have a working theory for the 7th. But the investigation doesn't stop there. Because if you zoom out, as you always like to do, this isn't just about a calendar.
No. If we connect this to the bigger picture, remember what we said at the start? The days of the week in Japanese are the planets. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. This isn't just a calendar, it's a solar system.
And the architects didn't leave that to chance either. The sources mention a specific sculpture that ties this all together. It's located in the central pedestrian walkway.
Yes, the piece is by the famous sculptor Nobuo Sekin. And for context, Sekin was a key figure in the Monoha movement, very focused on materials and perception. And the title of this piece is literally Message from the Universe.
Message from the universe.
Yeah.
That is not subtle.
Not at all. It's a sharp triangular object pointing directly up toward the sky. It looks like an antenna or a receiver. And nearby, there is another landmark called the Yanhanbashira, or the 4 pillars. And what do those pillars do? The sources note they have arrows pointing
Up
toward the cosmos.
And we can't forget the bridge. We've mentioned it briefly in other contexts, but there's the round dance pedestrian bridge.
The Rondo Bridge. And if you look at that bridge from above, or even just look at the design on the pavement, it acts as a massive sundial. It is designed to track the movement of the celestial bodies.
So let's synthesize this.
Yeah.
We have a town divided into planetary districts. We have sculptures named Message from the Universe. We have bridges that act as sundials. What were these architects trying to tell us? Why do all this for a suburb?
I think they were trying to elevate the suburban experience. Usually a bed town or a commuter town is seen as just a place to sleep. It's functional. It's boring.
Right.
You commute to Tokyo for real life, and you come back here to crash.
It's a dormitory, storage for people.
Exactly. But by embedding these cosmic symbols, these planetary alignments, they're trying to say that this place has a connection to something much larger. When you walk from the station to your house, you aren't just walking past Block 5-3. You are walking past the sun, you pass the moon. You dwell in the house of fire.
It gives a mythic quality to daily life.
It does.
It really reframes the whole idea of a utopia. We call this episode Tokyo's Hidden Utopia. And usually people think of utopia as, perfect laws or free money. But here, utopia is about meaning. It's about beauty in the details.
And it's about discovery. The fact that we're talking about this now, decades after it was built, proves that the design works. It invites curiosity. It invites you to explore your own neighborhood.
It really makes you wonder what we're missing in our own neighborhoods. I mean, how many times have I walked down my own street and never even looked at the pavement?
We are trained to look at our phones or look at the destination. We rarely look at the journey, and we almost never look at the ground.
So we have found the sun, the moon, and the elements. We've theorized about the missing wood, but the sources mention one final dimension that we haven't fully conquered yet.
That's right. We've explored space, the planets, we have explored the elements, but there is one final dimension: time.
And that centers on that bridge you mentioned, the round dance bridge. Next time we're going to dive deep into that specific structure, because it's not just a bridge, it's a machine for capturing the sun.
It's a fascinating piece of engineering and art combined, and it absolutely deserves its own deep dive. It's the final piece of the Minami-Osawa puzzle.
But before we go, I want to leave you, the listener, with a thought. We talked about the missing wood emblem, the Thursday that never was, the phantom element.
The missing piece of the puzzle.
If you were the architect of a hidden utopian city and you had to hide one key to the puzzle, where would you put it? Or, to flip the script, are you looking at it right now without even realizing it?
Sometimes the best hiding spot is in plain sight.
Go take a walk in your own neighborhood. Look down. You never know what code you might crack. Thanks for listening to this deep dive into Minami-Osawa. We'll see you next time.
See you then.